Okay, I'm here with golfing royalty, our club patron Col, lady patron Beryl Tobin. They don't really need an introduction, but I'm going to go ahead and do one anyway. Beryl, you've got a long history with the Waratah Golf Club, which extends generations.
It does is that.
Grandfather Thomas and Father Richard, Mother Bertha.
Yep.
Beryl was awarded life...
I had a sister that played here too.
Oh, Helen, yeah.
Helen, yep. Beryl was awarded life membership in 1980. She's been a life member of the Newcastle District Ladies Golf Association since 1996. Has won 19 club championships, foursome championships 21 times, along with multiple championships at Newcastle.
How do you count them?
State and national titles.
They know
And has
more
played
than we
pennants
do.
for over half a century. And was awarded the Order of Australia Medal in 2019 for her service to golf.
Very good.
Col was a junior member at Waratah Golf Club and started his traineeship here under Keith Bedford in 1953 before becoming the club pro at Monash Golf Club. He's a two-time winner of the New South Wales PGA and Australian PGA and won our WEA Alexander 8 times. In 2005, Col was voted by his peers in the top 3 professionals from the last 50 years, only behind a couple of people you may know, Peter Thompson and Greg Norman. And 2 days ago, Col was awarded life membership of Waratah Golf Club. Between the three of us, we've got over 150 years of contribution, and I think you two make up about 149 of that to Waratah Golf Club.
From 17 to forever, for me.
So thanks for joining me. Beryl, I'll let you go first. When did you first join
I was
Waratah
17
Golf Club?
when my father joined me up to play.
When you joined you up to play? So
I
Waratah...
didn't play a lot, but I played because I could get the Buick.
Yeah.
If I played a few holes with Dad, I could get the car.
Get the car. And you're still...
That was the secret.
And you're still here.
I'm still here. Yeah.
So Waratah are obviously not in Waratah Golf Clubs in Argenton, and that's a bit confusing for some people, and your family were instrumental moving over here. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, I don't really, I'd have to say I don't remember a lot, but I would think a lot of it had to do with transport because of the railways. So people used to come by train.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't have a car, but they could come by train to play here. And we had, in our locker rooms, we had places where people left their clubs locked up till they came the next week.
So they just catch a train to golf?
They just caught the train out, unlocked the thing, and off they went.
Which at the time, I mean, that sounds perfect. Now it's probably the reason we struggle with the 2 9-hole loops to get back to the club. We've got the out and back golf course.
That would have, I imagine, been the reason. Although I do remember when probably my husband has been captain and president. I think it was when he was captain, he tried desperately to get them to take the clubhouse. I mean, the clubhouse wasn't worth worrying about, so we could afford to get a better clubhouse further down. But most of the old ones didn't want to move.
Yeah, I think...
it just didn't happen.
It's kept me awake at night thinking about how you can come up with 2 9-hole loops for everyone saying they're time poor and they love the 9 holes.
It keen to go down towards roughly where the men's 8th tee is in that area. Would have been very good access from up the north and from Argenton and all that area. Not a lot of difference from here. It didn't happen. My husband tried.
He tried, and I think people are still racking their brains. We asked course architect James Wiltshire to think about it, and he said, I've thought about it, and thought about it, and thought about it, and right now no one's got that answer.
I think probably the original reason for the clubhouse being here was the railway
line. And the new cycleway that runs down the 8, there used to be a tram line. It's almost unchanged.
It went towards Wall's End.
Wall's End, yeah.
What about changes to the golf club, particularly dress regulations? I imagine they've changed.
I'd say that's the biggest change. There's really not, any incidental changes as far as the club itself. I mean, a few trees here or there or a new bunker or something. But the course itself has not
basically
changed
the
much.
same, yeah.
I mean, the ladies used to play off what it's the men's tee. Well, now we've got a much more forward.
Yeah, multiple
few
team
things like that. At one stage, the green for the 17th was down on the water instead of up on the hill. Yeah, but only incidental. Like a certain big tree on the first which all them in Haven, it finally got
rid of it.
Yes, it just finally got
Funny that. We might edit that bit later. We'll see how we go. But that green move on the 17th, when I started here, I said to Paul Robertson, I came over from Belmont, I said, I'd love a chipping green there. Because my short game needs a lot of work. I'm aware of that. And he said, well, you've got one. The old 17th used to be down the hill. We all got sick of hitting over the hill to lime green.
We did use it chipping a bit, but it's sort of, by the time they got in, they didn't bother going back out.
That's fair enough. But mostly the dress regulations, you think, are the biggest change.
That's the outstanding thing as far as the ladies were concerned, because now we're allowed to wear shorts and next to nothing.
That'll be next.
It's coming. The shorts are getting shorter and the tops are getting less.
What about you, Cole? Did you ever play in a coat and tie?
Oh, come on. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
That's not fair, is it?
No.
Sorry. It's just been a little bit cheeky. Cole, when did you first join the club here and what introduced you to golf?
I think about when I was 15, I think, and my brother Ken used to caddy for a well-known member, Archie Lee. And
Ken was a very good player.
Ken
I've seen his name on a few of the boards.
He turned out probably
one
of the best players in the district, I'd say, maybe New South Wales.
I think probably was one of the best in New South Wales.
Ken Hughes has given me plenty of info on
Ken used to caddy for him. And so he used to caddy for Archie Lee, and then he joined the club as a junior, and Archie said, you got any young brothers at home? And he said, oh yeah, got a young brother plays cricket and soccer, but he might do it. So I said, yeah, okay. So I come to do it, and when we'd finished, Archie had lent me his clubs to play a few holes and what have you, and that's how I got started then became a junior member. The bug bit me,
How much was a caddy paid, Cole?
We used to get 60 cents or 6 shillings, but Archie used to pay 8 shillings. And if he took me to Stockton or somewhere, he gave me 10 shillings. And he actually took me down to Sydney to play in the junior championship on his honeymoons.
Wow.
I remember Dad taking some caddy from here up
he would.
Up the north coast.
It seems that's how juniors got into golf for a long time there. And without that, I think that's Australian golf with juniors has gone through a bit of a lull.
Certainly has.
You don't hear of anybody doing it now.
No, we're working hard on our junior program, but without the caddy system seemed to fill a bit of a void.
That was your foundation as a caddy,
What about course changes, Cole? I mean, we touched on them not being that significant other than a few greens in here, but with equipment changes, do you think that makes the course play different?
Oh, the equipment's marvellous now.
Well, this roller blind just over here that pulls down, I've got that to stop golf balls landing on the balcony here, which I don't, probably wasn't a problem with persimmon-headed wood.
No, well, we used to figure 250 yards was a good drive. 280 was big. Frank Phillips and those guys used to get it out 280, and that was big. Now it's over 300. You know, the ball is the biggest improvement in golf. The clubs are great, but the ball is so good.
You can pick a ball for your golf game now. The low
small dimple, big dimples, fly higher, lower. Stop spin.
Do you think that's good for golf, or do you think it's
fantastic?
It's fantastic.
It's unfortunately.
People think more.
It does.
Just standing up and you.
But you
used to have to, you used to have to make a shot like Trevino's terrific. He manufactures shots out of.
I watched him a couple of times once in.
It's very, very clever.
Sydney was really amazing.
Never shuts up when he's playing. I played with him at Royal Sydney. Never shuts up, but I think it's a form of nerves.
Oh, it is. I can chat the ear off anyone on a golf course and tend to play better golf and talk about anything but the golf.
But the equipment's improved. We've got Ken Johnston's original driver. It's got about 4 heads, 6 shafts, and 10 grips on it. That's Ken Johnston's original driver, and it was heavy. And in those days, you had a sole plate on them, and I took it off one day to take some lead out, and there's none in there. It was just a heavy block of wood.
And the old pros, they were right into that club making too, weren't they?
Yes, yeah. We used to start with a block about so big for a wood, file it down, then drill a hole in it, cut a sole plate for it, you'd know yourself.
Well, sort of. When I did my traineeship, we learned how to glue heads and swing weight them and that type of thing, but by the time I finished, it was a spanner. You just screw it in, screw it out, take the head off.
It amazes me. I helped Pete at Merriweather, as you know, on a Saturday morning. They come, give us a zinc drink, put one in, try that one. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah,
and it works.
Talk about the golf ball.
It works so good.
There's a club for you now. If you hit a slice, you just shift the weight around.
Yeah, if you hook it or you slice it, I'll adjust it a bit, put a bit more loft on it. It's incredible. Yeah. And all that's improved the game. It's in an unfortunate way, it's made a lot of holes obsolete.
Yeah,
because we used to have to go there and then around. Now they just go straight over.
Straight over. That's what I was saying. Bryson DeChambeau before, he seems to just. It's a different golf swing. He seems to milk everything out of it and overpower golf courses.
He hit one. Funny, but gee, it works, doesn't it?
He hit one the other day, 417 yards, and our first hole here was 418.
Yes.
Yeah. Incredible.
That is quite incredible.
Hard to believe. Yeah.
I mean, Beryl, a question for you. I mean, I look around at how much rainfall we've had. We've just had our wettest November in the club's history, a superintendent tells us. And I mean, we had the droughts a couple of years ago. Well, we've got basically unlimited water. We control it from an iPad, turn it on, turn it off. There's systems now where you can water just the greens and not have it go into the bunkers. What was watering like when you started playing golf?
I have stood on those greens and hosing many times. You stand up on the third hosing away.
So the members used to take it on?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, no coarse watering other than, as Beryl said, with hand by hand, you know.
So if it was dry,
we used to...
you got a job.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who would volunteer their time would go and hold a hose.
Yeah.
I think our water situation here is pretty good. We still want to drought-proof the course completely, but there's a lot of clubs that would be envious of our water situation.
Got to have water.
That's fairly important for here because we're quite a bit subject because of the creek.
Yes.
So drainage is important here.
Yeah, absolutely. Cole, when did you realise golf was something you wanted to do professionally?
Well, I was telling Beryl, I did 2 years accountancy at Ganillan's. And the head accountant there, I used to go and ask for a week off for the state junior or a week off for country week or somewhere. And I'd been offered a job here with Keith Bedford. And he said, Johnson, it's got to the stage we have to choose between your job and your golf. I said, thank you, Mr. Street, please accept my resignations. Don't be hasty. and Mum and Dad had a heart attack when I came home. Because golf, you played your golf on weekends and then you went back to work Monday. And he played the next weekend and then went back to work Monday. And they couldn't see how you'd make a living out of playing golf. That was just sport.
So you went home, had that chat with your parents, and then went on to win 2 Australian PGA titles. Can you tell us anything? I know you won the first time it was played in stroke play?
The last match play and the first stroke play.
Back to back, 63 and 64, were they
That's right,
2 years? Can you tell us about...
First one was at Oatlands. I played a fellow, Ron Howell, an American, and I beat him 3-2 over 36 holes. And then the next year was stroke play, which was played at Monash, fortunately, where I was a club pro. And I finished birdie to get Bruce Devlin by a shot.
Wow, impressive, back to back. Good on you. And the World Cup shortly after in Rome.
Yeah, well, we had no order of merit in those days, and the PGA decided that the winner of, or the first Australian in the Open and the PGA would play the World Cup. And in 67, Thompson won both and I was runner-up in both. So we were the pair to play in the World Cup. So about a fortnight before, he rang me and said, you want to play in this World Cup thing? And I said, yeah, I want to play. It's in Rome. So he said, I'm not going. You want to play? Get yourself a partner. So I thought, I'd seen Kell and Bruce Devlin and Crampton and all the rest of them. They didn't want to go. So we were staying in a hotel over in Perth, actually, and Bill Dunk was there, and he was playing probably the best golf. I thought, so I should ask him. So I said, Bill, you want to go to Rome, play in the World Cup? No, I don't want to go on any aeroplanes. He said he had a fear of flying. So I said, oh, gee, this is good. So I said, why don't you ring Annette tonight, his wife, and I'll ring Jackie, and we'll have a bit of a trip. Oh, I wouldn't mind that, he said. So we played the World Cup, and we went to Rome, Paris, London, Hong Kong, and back to Sydney away a month, and we've been the greatest of mates ever since. Yeah. He played great. I didn't play that good, but we came about ninth, I think. So, but it was a great experience. Yeah.
Well, they've still got the second hole at Maitland was named after him. I think they call it the dunk because he had it was a par 5 and he albatrossed it twice. I grew up playing there and I just couldn't get on top of that hole. And how we managed to albatross it twice.
Had a 61 or something. He played at Coffs Harbour. He birdied 10 of the first 11 holes. And he had a chance to shoot 59 playing 17. Par 5, and there was a drain in front of the green, and he went for the green and lived in the drain and dropped a shot, and so he shot 61.
You'd still take it.
The most brilliant player I've ever seen. I think Hogan was the best, but Trevino's the cleverest, but Dunk's the most brilliant player I've ever seen.
Who do you think was the biggest influence on your career?
Oh, Keith Bedford, without doubt, particularly when I lost my eye. He lost his eye in a car smash, and anything that I might have done or won or didn't win or whatever, I owe to Keith Bedford.
Because all of those titles, they came after you, lost your sight.
They did,
You travelled together a lot.
We did, yeah. He's a big snorer. He used to keep me awake all night.
No trouble with snorers.
No, he was like a second father to me. Whatever anybody else thinks of Keith or whatever, he was very, very good to me. He was instrumental in me getting Sugar Valley, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was a pro here, and in the last few years he was building Sugar Valley. And we were down in Melbourne and playing in the Open, and we had dinner one night, and he said, I've sold the golf club. And I said, oh, gee, I wish you'd have told me. And he said, why? I said, why? I'd have been interested. He said, why would you want to leave a Group 1 club like Monash to go to a little tin pot show like Sugar Valley? I said, because I'd own it.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Big difference.
So breakfast next morning, he said, are you serious? I said, yes. He said, it's yours. I said, I thought you'd sold it. He said, I have, but I'll tell the bloke I want all the money first up, and he won't be able to do that, so it's yours. Because he was happy because he'd come and wander around too, but he died 3 months after we took over.
In Monash, you would have had to apply to play the tournaments back then because all the pros were club pros first, weren't they?
Yeah, well, you had to be. You could win 3 tournaments in a row and still have to go to work the next day. But I used to have to put a list into the club captain, and if I was only ever a club pro. I was never a tournament player, but a club pro that played a few tournaments. And if I put 4 on, he'd cross 2 off. If I put 2 on, he'd cross 1, 2 off. 1 off. If I put 1, we'd argue about it. And if you wanted to play at, say, Coffs Harbour, you had to book in a month ahead. And then he got out of the captaincy, and a new captain came in, Brian Davis, and I got a list from the PGA for 12 months, and I marked the ones I wanted to play in. And I said, Mr. Davis, these are the tournaments I'll be playing in this year. Oh, thanks, Col, for letting me know. An announcer, Col will be playing at Chatswood on Saturday. Good luck, Col. Different atmosphere altogether.
It's all in the approach.
And Beryl, you've just been a big influence on Waratah Golf Club, but even the district, the ladies' district.
I suppose so, yes.
You certainly has.
Twice I've done a 5-year term as district president, and that not so much now.
Now, but what other positions have you held at Waratah Golf Club?
Oh, only president and captain.
Only.
Yeah.
Not still.
No, nothing else. I've never been the treasurer.
There's still a lot to give. I mean, to be the president and the captain, I see how much work they do here, and they're often thankless jobs and big jobs.
The captain gives a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, the
That's
captain
the biggest
really
job,
gives more than anyone else.
Yeah.
She does. I mean, when you're the captain, you do most of the organising, really.
Yeah, and walk around with the big target on your back.
Absolutely.
You're never right.
And then you're walking along and you look across and you think, what's she doing over there in the bunker? I must tell her when she comes in.
The Frith family had a big Well, they were Waratah Golf Club in the days gone by.
It's been really
my
interesting.
sister's been the captain here, and my brother's been the president.
Yeah, Dad was president for years.
There's none of us left.
Well, with me being here only a couple of years, I mean, we've got that centenary book that come out this year, and it's got those families in it. It's really interesting to go through and read it. In fact, it was putting that together that made me say, I want to sit down with these two and actually talk about some of these things that have happened.
It's interesting when you look back and think people used to have a locker in it, and they bought their clubs were here, and they came by train and got the clubs out and played.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Can you remember, is there a certain period in the club's time or a certain event that stands out to you?
The Alexander Open, I'd say.
Yeah, I suppose that was, there was no sort of really outstanding women's event.
Yeah.
The outstanding event was the Alexander.
Yeah, well, he was president for 25
which
years.
we supported, but we obviously didn't play in it. I think that really quite relatively recently there's been any sort of major event for like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have
That's so in most
challenge
sports, I think.
now and at the vintage and a few things like that, but we don't actually have much district stuff. It's like everything, you can't get workers.
No.
Yeah, we've still got a good group of volunteers here, and I mean, getting those major events to happen, or even going back to grassroots in women's, in junior golf, junior girls golf, and then our ladies programs. We've finally got some really good bones around them at the moment, but it's been hard with COVID to get any continuity to events.
It's very hard to keep the women here.
Interesting.
I mean, Robin's daughter, Eliana, she can hit the ball really well, but she can't commit herself to it. Of course, she's got to go to work.
That's right.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
She's 18, she's got to make a living.
That's
now.
right, yeah.
And then, of course,
They get
the
boyfriends and
comes
girlfriends.
into it.
That's right.
If she's playing, he wants to play with her. You know?
Yeah.
It's just a different.
Well, golf is moving that way into
different setup.
mixed everything. We've got men hitting off red tees now. They're helping speed up. And it's all, there's no longer a men's comp. And
We might start playing again, Beryl, if they go.
We could even make a mark.
Well,
I don't know.
the assistant pro
In
we
our
just
dreams.
lost, Jake. We just lost Jake, and the handicap adjustment to play off the red tees. He's gone back to the Asian tour. I think he went to plus 10 handicap to be able to go and hit off the red.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous.
Final question for both of you. Most fond memory at Waratah Golf Club, if one stands out?
I think my association with Waratah Golf Club.
I think it is sort of, there was an atmosphere here, and everyone was for each other.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't sort of a rivalry sort of thing, was
no
it?
snobbiness or whatever. No.
I mean, golf, it's the people you meet. I mean, it's nice to win, and I can't imagine what it's like to win some of the events you've both won, but it's the people you meet.
We've both been places, met people, done things that we'd have never ever done if we hadn't have played golf.
That's true.
Well, I think I can say on behalf of all of Waratah Golf Club, we feel very privileged to have both of you at the club, life members of the club, and our patrons. And for me, it's a privilege to be able to sit here and talk to you about the rich history. So thank you.
Thank you,
Well,
Jono.
maybe not as privileged as we feel.
Thank you. Yeah.